Welcome to the Psychic Development Masterclass. I'm so excited for you. This is going to be a journey of a lifetime. Now we're going to jump into an intuition quick start for a moment and just talk about what this is. There's so much to discover, so much to do. As time goes on, you're going to be really getting to know this course. You're going to be getting to know all the different aspects of yourself, all the different possibilities. And you're going to want to take notes, just saying. But you're going to want to keep putting stuff down and seeing your development, because later when you look at it, you're going to realize that you were at one level and then you've jumped into a totally different level. And the way that this is designed is to take you up gradually. I'm not going to throw you into it, open your third eye, and then you're like, what do I do with this? This is a program that's designed literally to take step by step by step. So getting to know yourself as a sentient being, as a soul, as a spirit living here on earth, doing what it is that you're meant to do, and opening up your psychic ability. The thing about this is you're going to realize that intuition is your innate ability. And what I mean by that is it is in you. It's always been in you. You've had it every single lifetime. And this is all a part of the remembering. So who am I? What am I? Where do I come from? All of this stuff is going to be coming up to the surface. Now, I put a lot of stuff in here for you to develop, not just intuitively. We're going to be balancing as a whole. So we don't want to just build our spirituality and leave the rest of it hanging. We want to be able to do mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, and have it all in balance and all in check. And so as we're opening, we're going to be reminded to ground, reminded to connect to our roots, reminded to connect to our individual spirituality and figuring out what that is. Not just jumping in so that you can be very impressive, and get your little crystal ball and start doing readings for people. Now, you may be doing this for yourself. Maybe you're a healer and you just want to amplify your abilities. Maybe you're just curious and you just want to open them up. And that's fine. Other people are here because they want to do the mediumship class. I really highly suggest that you do psychic development first if you're going to do mediumship with me. The reason why is because when it comes to working with spirits, those spirits are psychic also, or they have abilities also. They have a way of communicating also. So your guides are going to be able to communicate with you. You're going to learn to be able to decipher that, to be able to tap into that, to be able to figure out how it is that they're coming to you. They may be coming visually, through auditory. You may be feeling them. You might know stuff. You might smell. You might taste. There may be other stuff that you're going to discover. You might be a feeler and everything is through touch. But when this opens up, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to figure out, okay, what is my strongest avenue here? And we don't want to just open that up because there are possibilities of you opening up all of these senses. And as we go, that's what this is going to do. So it's going to feel slow and methodical in some ways. And other ways, it's going to feel like, this is really fast. Because if you're really good visually, but you're not a real good auditory person, that part might feel really kind of scary for you, or vice versa. And so, we're going to open it up to where it's at. And then you open the next part, see where it's at. You open the next part. And then as we go, and as we develop, all this remembering is going to come to you. So literally remembering, remember. Who were you in the other lifetime? You may have been a wizard. You may have been somebody that used all this anyway. You may be the best meditator that ever was, but you've just forgotten. So as you develop your spirituality, literally those old pieces of you start coming back. So think of it like we're going to be grabbing some of those soul pieces, putting it in us so that we can be a stable being as we go. So we're going to be working on opening up our self-esteem and learning who is our higher self, right? What is the higher self? We're going to be looking at different aspects and maybe what is our purpose? Because once you develop your psychic ability, you might say, oh my gosh, I'm meant to be an airplane pilot. Okay, and your psychic abilities are going to be like really keen because you can navigate not just in the air, but literally in the air. You're going to be able to see things, feel things before they happen. Or you might actually start doing readings with people and you're going to be like this really good psychic investigator, and you're going to be able to like spot things, feel things, know things, because you're going to have practiced it with yourself. Okay? So you're going to be practicing a lot with yourself, and you're going to be practicing a lot with other people. So one of the things that I want you to do is start calling friends and ask them, do you have any friends that I don't know that would be interested in getting free readings? Okay, the exchange of energy is going to be you asking them, what did I get right? We have some practices, exercises that I want you to be working on at some point. You don't have to do them right away. If you're the type of person that feels like I need to do it, then go for it. Okay? I do warn you to take it slow, right? Because you don't want to be like doing the sprint and then later you can't finish, totally, and you're feeling off balance. You want to take this as slow and methodical as possible. This is why you're going to find that I have like, okay, week 1, week 2, week 3, and then it jumps, 2 weeks and then 2 weeks and 2 weeks. I developed this in a way where I know what students can do and what they can't. Okay, I've taught this a lot, taught a lot of different people, and I've seen people jump too quickly and it was just too quick. Okay, so you want to go slowly up, be on that plateau until you know that plateau, and then slowly go up beyond that plateau, and we go up and we go up. When you do feel to do the practices, what I would like for you to do is not just do a practice, jump to the next, and say, woohoo, I did 25 practices, now I'm professional. I can take, so many clients while I'm doing this class. That's not how I designed this. I designed it so that you really, really get to know it. So if you have a friend who is willing to give you 5 friends, then work on one practice with those 5 people. Okay? They might know friends that know friends that know friends. So you want to be able to get a list of people and start writing the names, the practice, and little tiny note citations. Or start making a list. Once you have that list, you're going to realize, wow, I've done, 50 readings for free with the exchange of energy that I got to see what I did right. And this is going to be more valuable than you think, because you're going to be looking at it later saying, wow, okay, I noticed that, I thought that I was a visual person, but actually in these readings, it really kind of went this way, or this way. Or I started smelling things, or I started, feeling things, and I was never a feeler before. And in the beginning, you're going to be opening one channel. And then in the end, you're going to be like, whoa, it was totally different. So I designed the practices so that telling you to do lots of different things. Okay, so, are you able to see it like a video? Are you able to see it like a still picture? Are you able to hear something, hear voices? And I go through the different senses. Some of it may feel fast, so you can listen to the practice first, kind of get to know what it is that I'm asking. You could even write them down and do it, methodically, very slowly, in your own process, in your own time. Or you can try to make yourself do it a little bit quicker once you get used to it and be able to do it. So the first person, if you practice on somebody then you don't feel so nervous and so slow if you're listening to it and doing it. And then you take the stranger and you do it, maybe with it written down already. And you just take that time, you let them know, I'm going to go silent sometimes. I'm going to be doing, whatever. Sometimes I'm going to be looking around you. I might be touching around your body. So they kind of get an idea of what to expect. What I want you to be doing is figuring out what your opening prayer is and have a closing prayer. Okay? So at the end of each practice, I put, for example, closing all doors that we may have opened now. The beginning, you want to open it up through connecting with the divine, with, universal wisdom, with the creator, with God, whatever it is that you call it. Connect as deeply as you can, because the deeper you go, the deeper it will go. Okay. And the other thing is you're going to be developing a relationship with your guides. They're already there, right? Already right now. They're kind of excited and they're like, woohoo, what's going to happen? How far will they go? How humble can they get? And your guides are going to get more and more used to you, and they're going to trust you more and more. So they'll become closer to you and closer to you. And eventually you're going to be able to feel them around you. You're going to be able to navigate that energy. It's going to be really exciting. Okay. What I want you to do is, even if you don't know them yet, so my guides and angels, I connect with you, do that heartfelt energy thing, touch your heart if you need to. If you have tools, touch them, feel them, get that vibration, then open up to the practices. You have also oracle cards that you can work with. And the first week, what I want you to be doing is check it all out. See what's there. There's 3,000 dream interpretations that I wrote. I was 12 on the playground doing dream interpretations. So it is kind of one of my niches. Another one is animals. You'll see me talking about animals a lot. These are the things that I'm really, really comfortable with, that I love, that I've always been connected with. So it's like the intuition that popped in at a very early age. Okay, so I love it. I do it well. You're going to be like, whoa, my niche is this. My niche is that. I'm into flowers. I'm into that, this, that. And we're going to be doing all that later. We're going to be doing like crystal readings and flower readings and this and that. And you're going to be like, holy crap, like this is really cool. Or I didn't realize that I could be like a tea leaf reader. Or you might end up getting all this information so you can help other people later open up their intuition. You don't know what's going to happen yet. When I opened my psychic ability, I remember working on a psychic hotline, and I did like 1,200 readings on the hotline. And what I discovered from that was that it was actually accurate information coming out. It kind of scared me because I kind of did it as a joke, but not, because I believed that I was psychic. I knew that I was being drawn to it. All these signs were happening that I had to do it because I couldn't do any other job. I couldn't even receive payment from somebody at the job that I was at without getting information, so it was just kind of haunting me. And so I thought I'd try it, and I didn't want to be in the public, But when I did these psychic readings on the psychic hotline, my point is, I discovered something very particular about myself. Every time somebody was asking me a question, I would start getting pop-ups, like a TV screen was there. And I knew about the TV screen because I kind of created it when I was a kid. Long story short, I was seeing spirits and sort of told them to get in the TV so I could know the difference between real people and the other type of real people. So when I started doing this, I wasn't just getting pop-ups, but I was getting pop-ups of spirits, and then another spirit, and then another spirit. And they were showing themselves in the same area. And it was kind of freaky because I would hear the information, not just see it. So I realized, okay, my psychic stuff comes in this way. My mediumship comes in very strongly that way. And it developed much stronger, and I became a medium, right? So you're going to notice when I'm teaching stuff that I'm talking spirits. I kind of have to do that because as a medium, it just kind of plops out, okay? And you'll develop this. You'll develop it as time goes on. So by the end of this, you're going to realize, oh, I'm seeing guides, I'm seeing angels, I'm seeing spirits, and it's going to start developing. You might get a really, really big interest in it, and you're going to kind of know your intuition, you're going to know your intuition really well so that you're able to know, okay, this is mine. That's not mine. Who is that? Okay, that's a grandfather. They're starting to come in through an auditory. Okay. And so as I'm bringing in that auditory, oh my goodness. Okay. There's another one that's separate, and you're going to be able to understand fields, because when you're doing those practices with people, you're going to know your intuition, which is my whole idea at first, right? Getting to know your own soul, purpose, all this stuff. And then you get to know the other people as you're doing the practices. You feel them. You start to navigate. You start to feel all those other ones. Right now, the circle is this big, right? And it's one circle. It's going to be a circle within a circle within a circle within a circle. It's going to be really, really broad. But what you're going to find is that within that it's going to also bring itself inward, and it's going to become one narrow road for you. Okay? Right now, that might not mean as much to you, but later you're going to understand what I mean. So what you're going to do this week is you're going to navigate through this. You're going to check everything out. If you are a dreamer, start looking up those dreams, get an idea, and maybe you can practice it, a little bit, and ask somebody, did you have a dream? So just get to know the system. Okay. If there's anything that you want to know, you can contact me. I can help you out. We can navigate it so that you're comfy. Check out the diary, check out all the other things, because it's more vast than it looks. But these are tools. These are tools. These cards, as an example, you might get some sort of flash and need some understanding. You go in, you pick one of the cards, and it gives you an answer, and maybe directly in the words, maybe directly in the picture, or maybe it's like, okay, it's something like that, but I get a knowing from that it's actually this, or it's that, or it's the other thing. Okay? It's going to start developing within you. Now, I developed this in ways that I learned, but also, like I said, in ways that other people learned. I used to be a kindergarten teacher in Korea, right? So I learned very quickly that not every kid learns the same way. You have to teach the feelers through feel. You have to teach the visual people through visual, and auditory through auditory, and da-da-da. If you're sitting there and you're like, well, this doesn't pertain to me. This doesn't pertain to me. This doesn't pertain to me. I'm telling you right now it does, because you want, like I said, to be able to open all of those up. We're working on mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, not just spiritual, right? We're working on feel, see, hear, and know, not just on knowing or not just on visual. You want to be able to navigate all of them, because if you can't read people, because everybody's going to be different. As a medium, I have to figure out within seconds, is this person sitting in front of me an auditory person or a visual person, a feeler, a knower type thing? And then when the guides come in, I need to know what each guide is. What field do they work from? If I'm a feeler, which I am, and I'm an auditory person, and I'm only talking feel to a visual person or a knower, it's not going to make much sense to them. So you have to learn all of this so you know how to talk to people. Or you're just going to be, a great psychic that nobody understands, right? Because you're a lunatic to them, because you're talking, esoteric stuff where they're here on the ground and they're needing you to talk, ground level. From the grass, from the roots, from the crystals, from this, from that. Okay, so this is why we're doing everything and we're putting it all together, because it puts you together and it puts you in a position of being a balanced individual, not just somebody who knows stuff and is kind of like above everybody else. Okay, got it? So learn it, be it, breathe it, eat it. I want you to really, really navigate through this. Things will seem slow at some point, and you're going to want to go quicker. Just try and stay with us. Try and go at the level and the pace that I put there. If you really, really want to go quicker and you feel like you have to, or if you get behind, that's fine. Just do everything at your own pace. But the ones that do it methodically, I'm telling you, will be better at this at the end. Okay? So I want to thank you so very much for being here. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I have such a great love for what I do. I have really a desire to be able to help people open up their innate abilities. I know that my gift is offered to me from the universe. I also know it's a precious little baby that I need to take care of. Okay? I'm strict on myself. I do lots of things that maybe you won't want to do. But I do suggest to try to, get to a place where you're treating it like a baby, right? And what does that mean to you? In my case, with native spirituality, I learned to let go of things that would block it or would possibly bring the ego forward. So I learned very quickly I needed to give up alcohol and drugs. Now, I didn't do drugs anyway, but alcohol was something that I enjoyed, or I thought I enjoyed. When I let it go and I put the medicines on the fire, I realized that I was free. I was totally free of this. And I was also cleaner. And I was a vessel that was clean enough for the spirits to be able to use. And so I was able to dedicate my life to being able to do what it is that I do. Okay? You may choose not to do what I'm saying, but I am asking when you're doing the practices for you or the other person not to be drinking or being on drugs, because you're inviting in things that shouldn't be there. Alcohol is called spirits for a reason. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Not to get too serious on you and scare you away, but this is important stuff to me. Okay? Because I know what can happen. And I know there's lots of people that say, oh yeah, well, I'm more open at that time. Well, I was too, right? But I was also open to tag-ons and, hooks and all these, energies that later I had to clean. And I had to really heal a lot of stuff because of that. So if you want to do it right, do it right. Just saying. Okay? I am so proud of you for embarking on this journey and for choosing to work on you, tapping into your spirit, tapping into your ability. Then we're going to be looking into roots of spirituality. Now, this is where we get into that balance thing that I was talking about. Mental, physical, spiritual, emotional. This is where you're going to be learning, like, who am I? And, what is my reality? And what is the shift in reality that's happening in me. Okay, so take notes, go with the flow, and allow it to be. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for joining us in this Intuition Quick Start. Get ready to unlock your psychic intuition, connect with your spiritual side, and learn how to tap into your psychic gifts. This amazing masterclass has pre-recorded seminars, exercises, meditations, and more. You can start at any time and proceed at your own pace, week by week. In-person opportunities are also a part of it. At the live online events, you can connect with like-minded individuals and uncover the mysteries of the unseen world. Everyone has the potential to become a psychic and medium and to reach their full awareness. So why wait? Take the first step towards a brighter future and start your journey with Kimspirational today. The link to the Psychic Masterclass is in the description below.